I'm here with Jim Fischer, the founder of Fischer Compliance. Jim, after a successful career in water, decided, and when he retired, he decided to want to continue to contribute in the space, which has been very valuable. I've known Jim myself for about a year as he started his new business. So I know you're in the early stages of developing Fischer Compliance. Knowing your rich history and career, I'm excited to have the opportunity to talk with you today. Was really looking forward to this. Give me a little background on Fischer Compliance.
Yeah, not a problem. So basically, Fischer Compliance was established in September of 2020, no, almost a year here, basically to continue doing the type of compliance and enforcement work that I was actually doing at the State Water Board, mainly focused around in the early months here around collection system compliance and enforcement. So sanitary sewers, maybe sewers that have wastewater treatment plants. But the whole idea here is to help out mainly public utilities that are struggling along with their compliance. They want to know more about what inspectors check, what kind of enforcement might happen, and those sorts of matters. So it's really focused around collection system compliance and enforcement right now. It's mainly, again, aimed at helping agencies deal with US EPA Water Board regulations, laws, and those things centered around those permits.
So good career, you're in California, you can do a lot of things when you retire. So what motivated you to start Fischer Compliance?
Well, I had a real passion for the work, and really the only reason I left the agency was I timed out, as many people would say in the sector, with over 35 years of retirement credits. So basically, hey, I wanted to basically keep doing what I'm doing in the private sector, and that's why I started the company with a real focus on, again, helping utilities. And it's been very interesting since day one. I'm getting a lot of calls, which is very humbling, very interesting to really see the other side. I was a regulator for over 30 years, and having that, last 12 years as a water board regulator. And it's nice to be on the other side now to see what the questions are, what the perspectives are, what the needs are, to really help those agencies comply. At the end of the day, that's what it's all about, is complying with permits, avoiding spills, avoiding violations, reducing risks for enforcement.
So does that mean that now you're working with those agencies and utilities that you were regulating and kind of overseeing from a regulation perspective in the past?
That's exactly right. I'm basically going to the other side. I'm banned for life for, basically helping anybody that I prosecuted under in a hearing type of process. That's very few people, but it's a great way to step out and say, hey, for the others that, want to help, I'm here. I'm a resource. I definitely have the inside, baseball a little bit, at least when I work there, about what the inspectors are going to look for to help people really anticipate, plan, be proactive, not be reactive, and be in a really good position for their agency to make sure they reduce their violations, to avoid enforcement, to avoiding negative public attention, which is really, a problem for utilities, as you might, suspect. Nobody wants to be in the newspaper. If you have a spill, I can help these agencies kind of like how to approach the regulator. That's what I'm really good at. And even companies that want to kind of come into the market to help agencies reduce their spills, really help them kind of approach the regulator, show them the technology, show them what they're doing to reduce spills. Everybody's going to have a spill eventually. So it's really, it really benefits the agencies that I'm helping, a lot of the clients calling, to be in a good position where they already know their regulator, they know what they're going to look for. They're in a really good position. They take their program serious. So that's kind of what we're all about. Again, I'm trying to just kind of continue what I was doing as an inspector and enforcer for the board, the water boards in the private sector. So far it's been going really well.
So in the almost a year of Fischer Compliance, what kind of pleasant surprises have you had that maybe you didn't expect when you ventured out into your new space here?
I guess I'm just surprised at how many people are calling because, you never really know where you sit as a regulator. And I tried to be fair. I did a lot of outreach. I did a lot of presentations. I'm still doing those now. I guess I never realized the need for training. So I've actually done my YouTube channel. I have like 5 or 6 videos up with some significant, amount of training on Fischer Compliance on YouTube. It's also on my website, fischercompliance.com. And it's so the training, the needs of training, I think I underestimated, and the level of interest in the training to help people kind of be a DIY. They may not have the money to go out and spend $30,000 to bring somebody in, but I absolutely want to help them, as much as help as they need to really get in compliance quickly before anybody else is in there checking, like EPA or the water boards. And I'm using, actually, for the approach I'm taking is a little different than what's on the market. It's really more focused on doing an inspection to the standards of the US EPA and the water boards. And
Mhm.
so using those standards as a way to say, here's, you're either in compliance or you're not, rather than just best professional judgment. I see a lot of that. That's kind of arbitrary. I really like to use standards like the US EPA compliance evaluation inspection standards. They've been out for many years, 25 years. Those are the ones I use in the job as a regulator, working for the regional boards in my role. Now I'm using also, again, as a standard of care to evaluate people where they are in terms of their compliance dashboards.
So for people listening to this, they can find you at fishercompliance.com,
Mm-hmm.
and they can find your YouTube channel and the training through fishercompliance.com also.
Yeah, I've got several up there, and I've got several more coming events. People keep calling me to speak, and I think it's great. For one, it helps me keep a leg up on, I'm not in the field every day like I was as a regulator. So keeping a leg up on, what the latest and greatest is, what's happening with the changes in the permit, what's happening with people's concerns, their questions. I just typed a question today for 25 agencies down in Orange County area, Southern California, about enforcement. What does it look like, feel like? What are our liabilities? What are the codes in the water? How long can they go back and enforce on for spills? So those kind of things are what I'm good at, and I'm able to still keep a leg in with the training. So I'm going to continue to do the trainings, and I look forward to feedback too from people even in Global Waterworks about what they want to know, companies, what help they want in coming into the marketplace. Again, I'm pretty good at how to approach the regulator, at least from a water quality perspective. So have them contact me.
So getting over here, so you establish a relationship with Global Waterworks. There's a lot of organizations out there that can establish a relationship with. Why Global Waterworks?
I really see the need going beyond California. And even though I'm California based, the regulation, the sanitary sewer waste discharge requirements permit is most stringent in the country. California often leads the nation. I see it really being a need nationwide, maybe worldwide, for sewer systems to just operate and be maintained better. And so I really see this platform, the people that I've been involved with so far. I got the call from Mary like the first day when I retired. I really see it as a leading entity. I'm involved with other entities like the California Water Environment, Southern California Alliance of Publicly Owned Treatment Works, POTWs, and others I'm helping. But I see Global Waterworks as just another big player, especially with the reach way beyond California, and maybe take some of that California knowledge and expertise and branch it out to other states and maybe other countries.
Oh, good. So getting back to Fisher Compliance, give me a kind of a brief profile of who your customer is, who you're talking to.
Yeah, right
So
now it's been interesting.
this.
Yeah, it's been very interesting. Right out of the gate, there was a lot of the private sector calling to say, hey, we have this technology, we have this artificial intelligence, CCTV, closed circuit TV technology for sewers. What do we do with it? And people wanting advice. I like that role of acting as a sort of someone to give advice on maybe how to get into the marketplace better, and maybe position themselves better to be seen and utilized by some of the people that need their help. So I really see that as more of a long-term thing. The short-term thing for my company is really helping the utilities calling right now, saying, hey, could you mind helping us out, do an audit of our system or update our plans? We're just not sure where we are on the compliance scale. And I don't blame them, because it's the water boards, the EPA they don't have a very strong compliance program. They have a very strong enforcement programs. So they often don't know until it's too late. And once enforcement comes in, it's too late. So really giving them that compliance assurance, that barometer, where they are in terms of like do they have any hard violations? Do they have soft violations? Do they have areas of concern that the inspectors are likely going to find? Again, you want to know that ahead of time so that you can retool your program and be proactive. So that's really where I'm at right now, is helping the cities, counties, special districts, anybody with a sewer system over a mile in length. And that's about 1,100 of those entities in California. So it's quite a bit. It's a big market.
Big market's good description. So you're looking out, next 12 to 18 months. what are your goals? How are you thinking about Fisher Compliance as you go through the next 12 to 18 months?
That's a great question. One of the things I've found success on really early on is to pull in other players. So I'm pulling in often. I pull in Sam Rose Consulting. Sam Rose is a retired 35-year veteran with the South Placer Municipal Utility District for sewers. So he knows sewers in and out. So from the regulatory perspective, I can provide best practice, and from the industry best practice perspective, Sam provides that extra push and that extra information that agencies can really use to make sure they go beyond just being in compliance, but exceeding in compliance by a large margin. So that really helps them out, having these other players like Sam come into our company to really provide that extra horsepower. So that's worked really well. It seems like the utilities are very excited about that, having somebody that's been on their side for 35 years and somebody that's been on my side in the regulatory area for many years.
So just like Global Waterworks, you in Fisher Compliance, you're looking to bring in people, to bring people together to communicate and collaborate, because no one individual can do it all.
Yeah, talk to Google. They don't say, here, go design this software by yourself. They have teams. They leverage on teams. I always worked in teams. I trained over 50 inspectors at all the regional boards when I was a regular for all these years. So I'm really apt to working with teams, helping people leverage on each other, learn from each other. So those are the kind of things I think I see as really a benefit with Global Waterworks is you have all these amazing different perspectives and talents coming from all sectors, not maybe just wastewater or drinking water. It's a lot of different perspectives and companies. So I think that's excellent. And I've already, just in the short time I've been involved with Global Waterworks, I've learned so much about maybe some new branches or new areas that I might develop for my company.
Well, Jim, this has been great. I appreciate the time you're taking with us here today and look forward to working with you in the future, and all the best. Fisher Compliance, it seems to me that you're filling a very big need, not only in the California market, but certainly US and possibly global. Thanks again, Jim.
I hope so. Thanks again for your time, Frank. I really appreciate the opportunity.
Take care.
You too. Bye-bye.